the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
Man, it's hard to go to 3 straight Elite Eights and then get to the Final Four. That's really, we make Omaha look. Tony has made getting back to Omaha look easy, making the Supers over and over again look easy. But 3 straight Elite Eights would be, depends on the draw, and we're a ways away from all that. But man, that would be very, very impressive, even with the talent that Barnes has brought in here. Final thing, and I'll get you out on here on this, Ben McKee. Best individual season in 2025 prediction: Mike Matthews, Peyton Lewis, or Ethan Davis. Who do you think has the best individual season of those 3?
Mike Matthews.
Oh, not even a hesitation, Ben McKee.
He's the best football player of those 3. And he's going to deal kind of like what I was talking about with Dwayne Brown and Troy Henderson. I think he's going to be in position best to get the football most. I think Deshaun Bishop is going to lead the team in carries.
Is he staying on the field to lead the team in carries?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Say that again.
Is he going to lead the team? Like, is he going to be able to lead the team in carries if he can stay on the field? Like, the man has not been able to stay on the field for the last 2 years.
You're right. Now, injuries were not a concern in high school. But
he also had 1 billion carries in high school.
Yes, which is what I was about to add is like, okay, now these injuries is it a byproduct of how many times he carried it in high school? But it sounds like they've been more freak accident things than it's not like it continues to be a shoulder or continues to be a knee. It's like, no, he broke his foot or like something like serious that it was more of a freak thing. But I mean, who knows? It could be his body is worn down from what happened in high school. But even if Deshaun doesn't lead the team in carries, if it's Peyton Lewis, it's not going to be by much. Even with I think Deshaun will lead the team in carries, but I think it's going to be running back by committee. Star Thomas is going to get his bulk. Peyton Lewis is going to get his bulk. Deshaun's going to get his bulk. I think Deshaun's the best overall running back in the room. I know Peyton Lewis was ranked higher as a recruit. I have higher expectations for Deshaun than I do Peyton Lewis. I need to prove – I need Peyton Lewis to prove to me that he can make a guy miss. He can cut. He can go east to west. His lateral quickness. I know his straightaway speed is good, but I need him to prove some other things as well. Mike Matthews, like who's taking reps away from him?
Well, I mean, not taking reps – but they might be just being a 12 personnel shell even more than we saw a year ago.
But even if they're in 12 personnel, Mike's still going to be on the field.
No, but they're not throwing. Like they're going tight ends or they're running that football, man.
Look, they're going to throw the football to Mike Matthews. They may not throw the football to anybody else, but when they do throw it, it's going to be to Mike Matthews. And I like Ethan Davis as well.
Yeah.
But Miles Kitselman is tight end number 1. We'll see how he is coming off the injury. Maybe you need Ethan Davis more than I'm anticipating, but I'm also kind of like with Ethan Davis, it's like it's now or never. I'm kind of in wait and see mode with him. We know there's a lot of
talent behind him,
a lot of talent, a lot of potential, but it's kind of now or never. Tennessee needs you to step up. We need to see it with our own eyes. I think he'll have a good year. I just don't think it'll be better than Mike Matthews, and I think Peyton Lewis will have a nice year. I just don't think it'll be better than Mike Matthews. Mike Matthews he's different. There's a reason he was a 5-star coming out of high school and the other 2 weren't, quite frankly.
I'm a big Mike Matthews guy. Obviously, we went to the same high school. There is some bias there for me. But the thing I want to see with Mike is I want Mike and Boo on the field on the same side where, those silly screens they were doing a lot with Brew and Squirrel that just never went anywhere. It was just one of those quick pay, and it was just Squirrel with ball down and it'd be like a 2nd and 8. And you're like, all right, yeah, great. This is great stuff. You do that with Boo and Mike, though, who I think are your twitchiest athletes on the team. That makes it interesting. Like, that is something I want to see where defenses are like, oh, man, Boo and Mike on the same side of the field. I don't want to account for that. And I'm pro Braylon, but I don't think it's the same. I think the way that you really put fear in opposing defenses in the passing game next year is you put Boo and Mike on the field at the same time, because I think those are the 2 guys it'll be the hardest to tackle in space, and tackling has just never been worse at the football level. They just don't have as much time. They don't practice it as much. You want twitchy guys in the field as much as possible. And I mean, you saw like Dylan Sampson, one of the biggest reasons he was so good is he was so good after contact. Like, guys didn't bring him down. So he took advantage of, and look, this is not a criticism. This is just a strength of his, that he was good after contact. He was good that when guys did not wrap up Dylan Sampson, Dylan Sampson made them pay. And I think Mike and Boo's your overall, I think, most talented player anyway. Like, if you are able to put those guys on the field together, even if it's 10 to 15 snaps a game on offense, that's enough where you're like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with Boo trying to tackle Boo and Mike Matthews in short yardage situations. If you don't trust your guy deep, like those two, I think, have the most potential to make guys miss and have that kind of switchiness that Tennessee has missed in the yak department for years. I
agree. I think it would give defenses nightmares and really concern them as well. I'm interested to see Boo's workload this season. He's obviously going to get a real chance on offense. I'm interested to see how close it is to the Travis Hunter experience in terms of reps on that side of the ball. Not saying Boo's going to be Travis Hunter, but just in terms of how many snaps he takes offensively. I don't think it'll be at the same level as Travis Hunter, but how close are they going to get to that, to where he's a true two-way player, which is what he wants to be. But yeah,
he needs to be in the red zone too. It's just like when you get tight anyway in the red zone, you need guys like Boo on the field. Like, I want Boo in there. I want Mike in there. I want Ethan Davis in there. I want mismatches and your twitchiest, hardest guys to defend on the field at that time. And Boo, I think, is one of those guys.
Totally agree. And kind of one of the things that was glossed over about the receiver room last year is, and you kind of just touched on it, but just not a lot of guys that could make guys miss.
Yeah.
And Boo and Mike will make you miss, especially Boo. So I'm excited.
Boo on punt returns is what I'm most excited about. Boo is going to house at least two. Like, Boo is you missed it with D. Williams last year. It's just like, man, Tennessee, when they don't have a fun punt, like, it's just kick returns are dead. Like, it's just, you don't really get anything out of that anymore. But punt returns, Boo should have housed that one against Georgia. Like, if Jalen McMurray has that block against Thorson where he doesn't mail it in, Boo's gone. And you saw, like, Jalen on the broadcast where he's like, oh, like, you could see him grab his helmet where he realizes if he had blocked Thorson.
Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas podcast. Hell yeah.